We're doing the carp challenge again. Well, I am anyway. I'm doing one of mine, and I'm in the woods, and I've literally just got here, just got set up, just literally chucked the rods out and just singles at the moment, so there's no bait or out like that. But my woodies, yeah, it's been a long time since I've been here. Milky malt on one, pink pearl on the other, and then up after SLK, but with obviously all my gooey dip on there. Just singles, no baits gone in whatsoever, and I'm fishing a place I haven't been to for a number of years. There's a few reasons for that. It's really pressured water. Carp anglers just chuck all over the place, yeah, all over here and all sorts. There's like no boundary fishing whatsoever. It's like every last man for the game sort of thing. I've got a match angler on my left, and then I've got a match angler 2 pegs to my right. They're not casting that far, so that's one of the reasons why I've come here. There's a carp angler actually on my right hand side, which is on the double peg. No, he's not on the double peg, he's actually a bit further away actually. He's a couple of pegs down from it. And then there's a load more down, and no carp bay fishing around the island and all that. Like, can't get the island, never can get the island. Yeah, not the peg I want, which is peg 1. Never get it. Even if you crack here early dawn, can't get it. Early morning. So I'm about to sort some bags out and stuff like that. Give Woodies another blast. It is a beautiful place, I've got to say that. It's a stunning place, it always has been, always will be. Cracking fish in there, decent looking fish. Some of the mouths are smashed up from the barbless hooks and stuff like that. Where it is, where it is. So, right, time to find my bag mix out, which I think is still on the barra, yeah, because I've used the barra again. Oh, wind. Yeah, I've changed the bobbins over as well. I've actually changed over, and I'll show you those in a bit. I've changed over onto the glow bobbins, just give them a try. Yeah, so they're not going to beat the titaniums. I don't think there's anything on the market what's going to beat the titaniums. The solar ones, like what? These just waff all about in the wind and stuff like that, and that's what I like about the titaniums. Obviously, they hold it solid. Yeah, so it don't matter about the wind and stuff. It will not make them go unless obviously that line is tugged. Wind itself is coming from right to left at the moment. It's meant to be a gorgeous day. Not quite a full moon. Full moon was last night, so it's obviously going to be a waning moon, I think they call it. So the first one night. But hopefully it's going to be clear skies and keep that moon poked out. It's all clear at the moment, but I think we've got overcast coming in. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. But I might even possibly try something what I absolutely despise, which is zigs. Yeah, I've got the gear, but I've got no idea with them, really, to be fair. That's why I ain't got confidence in them, because I don't use them. But I thought, it's deeper end where I'm at, why not? Yeah, why not? If they're in the mid layers, get them up. I can imagine them with the sun being up there at the moment. Yeah, just getting that bit of warmth on them, because it's going to be cold tonight. It's going down to 2 Celsius. It's not cold for me, like, but it's cold for a lot of anglers. The heli's come off on one rod, and also the rig as well. Yeah, and I put a zig onto the right hand rod, because the right hand rod it was just literally about 4 rod lengths out. Yeah, not within my confidence though. And especially this tree as well, what's got more brambles and bushes on that, and God knows what. And more than likely, if that was going to go, it would be straight down. Yeah, I'd lose it basically, snag it up. So I pulled that off, and I put a zig out. Yeah, on the right hand rod. And I've buggered up my pod, so I need to alter it because my rods aren't straight. But a little tip for you, because I'm fishing a 8-foot zig. Don't set your bivvy up right behind your rods when zig fishing. and for the sole reason is obviously you need a little bit more of a arc to cast with. So I can only put it out in one position. Luckily there's no one fishing out on my right hand peg, but I've had to aim the rod over there for that sole purpose. What I'm going to do now, I've done it in a few of my older videos, but I'm going to show you a quick, basically hook bait setup sort of system. Yeah, so it doesn't matter what rig you're using really, you can put it onto multiple. So I'm just going to get myself some bait floss, trim that off, and I'm going to get my bottom bait, boilie, what's dropped down in the tiniest little hole going. There we are. Little splicer needle, and I want it so the bait stop gap, which is in there you go, I want that so it's actually facing the boilie itself. So I'm going to pierce through the opposite side, through the boilie, like so. Yeah. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a little tiny rig ring, which is 3.7mm. Then my bait floss, what I've already trimmed off, I'm going to thread that onto there, roughly about halfway. Doesn't have to be perfect, like. So that's now on there, as you can see. Bring these up a little bit more level. Like I say, they don't have to be perfect, like, it doesn't matter about the tag ends. You just want to make sure you got enough to work with. I've already got that spliced. So all I'm going to do now is meet it halfway down. Just lift up my my gate on my actual needle. You can do it with a normal boiler needle, it doesn't matter. Feed these two on, like so. So that's now where it looks like. And then I'm going to find my tag ends, pull them through, like so. Now I'm going to bring that down, but I don't want to go tight. I want to make sure there is a little bit of separation between the two. Yeah, and that is so it can have that little like waft sort of effect. If it's tight, it will, but not as good. So I want it to look a little bit more natural. Trim it off. So I've got about an inch there. This is awkward because obviously it's windy. It's just blob it down now. I like to make sure I've got a big blob. Once it's melted, flatten it off. So I know full well it ain't gonna come off. Yeah. So there's no knots involved. And now that ring, as you can see, is moving. Yeah. Freely on its own accordance. I've got separation between the two baits as well, but it's all secure. So I've got a couple of these done now. So all it is, bring a rig in, a rod in, feed one of these on. Obviously take your old stuff off first, and then just literally put a hook bead on it. That's it, that's simple. So it's quick, it's effective, and it's designed to keep your rods in the water for longer. Well, as you can see by the hoodie and by the hat, it's a bit cold. But that's because I've not done what most of the other anglers have done, which is set up basically on the other side and over on the other end of the lake around there, which is basically a sun trap all the way through, where this during the day don't get no sun whatsoever. You get some in the evening in the summer, but other than that you don't get no sun, so it's shaded all the way through. Even though there's no leaves on the trees, it's still shaded, and it's got a bit chilly. Yeah, I've got the wind pumping in anyway, as you well know, so feeling that. And the wind's changed slightly. Oh, that might be the one on the zig. That hang us up a bit. Oh, let's see if it does anything. Yeah, I've heard some creaking around with obviously watching the water and stuff like that, and I'll suss out what the creaking is. Right, So that branch there is hanging on by not much, so it's that one and that one going across, and then you can see that one going sideways. Well, that, if I get in angle with it, if it's going to fall, it's going to be here somewhere. Marvellous. Alright, so come around here. So this is what I mean, yeah. So if I come around here, show you. Look, I'm in the shade, kind of in the shade. It's been like it all the way through, yeah. All this lot. It's a bit like the marshes where I'm really. The glow pipes. I like them up in a bit for you. Bit concerned about that bloody branch now. Oh well. Right, so there's the snag on my right hand side. So as I was saying earlier, I'd wanted a my right hand rod, what I didn't chuck out very far. It was literally there, yeah, not very far at all. So if it's gonna go, it's gonna go into that lot, innit? Yeah, and you can see obviously all that. As far as I'm aware, I don't believe any of that gets maintained, none of it. And look at it all going in there. Then on the other side, we've got another one here as well, but it's not as bad, this one. Yeah, it's not as bad. So I've only got a bit of water to play with, really. Not to play with, but obviously landing the fish, you can see obviously what's what sort of thing. Enters here, that one enters there, so I've only got that little bit there. That's gonna be fun if the zig goes, isn't it? So apart from the creaking branch and the odd couple of toots, it is quiet. Now I'm going off me instincts on this one. Yeah, I've fished the water a few times, quite a few times actually, but I haven't been back for a number of years. But the way it's always worked for me and how I've worked it, during the day, unless it's summer, there's nothing this end. Yeah, they're normally the other end, and then they'll start to push down. But even in the summer, when they're on the top and you can see them, you'll see them go from the corner on the right, and you'll see them cruise straight along the top, all the way over, go down that end, and then you will not see them again. You will not see anything crash or anything like that until the afternoon, and then they'll start to come back. Not only that, in front of me is basically a channel, and it does literally go from over there right down to the corner on my right, but not the one on my right, the one furthest away from my right, which is the dam end. But the fish do like to hold up on this corner end on my right hand side. Bream and that, they spawn like crazy down there. Now I'm in the thinking they're not going to be long before they're coming into spawn, so are they going to be shoaling up there? And I don't want to be where the bream is, and there is a big number of bream in here, but there is some decent sized bream, to be fair. I still don't want the decent sized ones. I have put one rod, I won't say on that bar what I'm on about, it's a little bit closer, and the other two rods are nowhere near it. And the reason why I've done that is because obviously I've got a guy pretty much across from the front of me, keeping an eye on him, because I don't think he's here for the night. If he's not here for the night, I'm going to be launching one right over there. And there's another guy on the other side on the right. I don't know where they're putting the rods. I'll be honest with you guys, I've been watching the water, but I've not been watching the water like I normally do. He's got the bivvy up, so I'm going to say that he's here for the night. The other guy's not got the bivvy up, so I don't think he is. I think he's just here for the day session. The match angler, what was on my left, I didn't hear anything from him apart from ground bait balls going in. I didn't hear anything, but he's gone now. I don't know about the ones what are on my right. I don't know if they're still there or not, but the match anglers, they start to clear off at this sort of time anyway. So they're obviously here for the day. And the zig one, I've just literally dropped the bobbin back down, just keeping my eye on that. It could have been a fish just coming back into the area and obviously touching the line, which in a way is a good sign still, because it's giving me more confidence, and it's making me feel better knowing that my old tactic's still working. So the bugger off down there in the day in the wide open, and then during the evening they come down here. So yeah, it's giving me a bit more confidence. Anyway, let me get a brew made. Yeah, so we'll have one of that. But it has gone, like I say, chilly, and that's just what it is, isn't it? In the evenings it does go a bit chilly. Oh, I can't get into my zip. Fox camo light bags. I've had them ages. I'm at tea, my coffee and sugar storage. Lasts you ages. Depends how much you drink, like. So we'll tip some of that in. No spoons involved, apart from stirring it. Yeah, so we'll have a look. Yeah, that looks like one, and then two of these. Kind of get the knack of doing it over time. Yeah, bob on. Now, if I'm feeling a bit shitty in the morning, if I'm up all night through whatever it is, normally bats, yeah, we'll see, find out if the bats come out to play. If they do, then the alarms are going to be going all over. Then I got myself some of these. I did have some raspberry ones, but the kids have nicked them, so I'm stuck with the old orange. Oh no, tropical. Alright, it's a bit different, isn't it? Right, so let's get that fired up. I don't use the sparkers, I just literally use a lighter. Woof, and she's on. I've had some food and I've also had an accident. Yeah, and the accident, what I've done, I've opened the old fudge monkey. Yeah, ridge monkey, whatever you want to call it. And as I opened it, it slammed back down on me. Yeah, luckily I didn't have my thumbs in the way. It slammed back down. And as it did that, all the fat spat out and it went all over my bed. Oh, for God's sake, my solo bed. That ain't going to be coming out anytime soon. So there's my accident. I've not seen any fish whatsoever. I've not seen anything crash, anything roll, any fins, nothing. Yeah, absolutely nothing. But with the chop on the water how it is, it's hard to see a lot of that unless it dives out of the water anyway. So seeing fins, good luck. Yeah, you've got to be really eyes on the ball on that one to see that. Well, I haven't really done much filming either. I'll be honest with you, after I had my sausage sandwiches, yeah, I've got bacon there for either later or tomorrow. I just literally got laid on the bed and went to sleep. And that's because I'm knackered from my nature of work, what I do now. Yeah, it's a hard physical job, mentally and physically. Yeah, it knackers you out completely. So, but you will notice a change in me attitude. Work has done that a lot, but not only that, I've come away from everyone as well. So I'll be all the old guys and what I used to fish with. I don't even speak to them anymore. Yeah, I don't make no effort unless they make effort, and if no one makes effort, then what's the point? Yeah, what's the point in having them on Facey and all this lot like? So I've come away from everyone. So the only people I get involved with now are the people who get involved with me. Yeah, so Vans is one, Vans Love. There's a few there like obviously, but like I say, I mainly keep my scent to myself and do my own thing now. Yeah, so I'm not doing like socials or any of that side anymore. I've said it a few times in the past, but the thing is, socials, you don't fish, you camp. Yeah, it's not. That's what does my bloody head in. You pay to come fishing, you chuck all the bait in, and all this lot, but you don't actually fish. Yeah, you probably get just a night's worth out of a 48 hour, and that's it. But you end up just sitting around other people's bibbies all the time, and you might as well go camping instead of fishing. Right, so that's why I've come away from what I've come away from. There's been a few falling out as well, obviously, just like you generally do in life. And then you're like, whatever, yeah, and then see you later sort of thing. Right, that's done. Let's make this go. Right. And they're still going strong, look. New carpy spoons what I made, still going strong. Very limited edition. Someone else tried copying them, couldn't pull it off. Yeah, couldn't pull them off. Ah, yes. Ah, none of it's come apart. None. Shut up, Coots. Oh, that's the ticket. That's the ticket. Oh, for God's sake, I've got geese in front of me now. It's only two. Yeah, I can cope with two. But I can hear them squawking down there. So where there's two, they might come up. Now, they don't normally come up this end. But it's, like I say, it's been a long time. Have they changed the system? Have they changed the way they go about things? Are they going to come up here for the night? I bloody hope not. Right, so another reason why I prefer to have my back to the, in the woods really, yeah. You don't really get people walking around here, yeah, so they don't come up to you, and if you do have some, oh, that's a big fish, where it could be like, yeah, big and stuff like that, because obviously they don't know, yeah, because it is a holiday camp, right? So that's one reason. The other reason is obviously the water out further away from me has more sun on it throughout the whole entire day. Yeah, where this side it's obviously shaded through the day because obviously the trees and whatnot. You might not look it from some of the pictures, but it is shaded. So obviously over there is not shaded. But I'm not fishing underneath my rod tips, what I don't like. Yeah, I don't like. And why are those kids letting, there's a goose or a swan there, and they're just letting the dog obviously have a with it. Oh well, straight across from me. Yeah, kids messing about in the pegs. So I've just recasted that zig rod, which was that beat there, and I've actually put that right over there. Yeah, as far as I can whack that without getting me my hook link actually caught on the bivvy. I've whacked it as far as I can, and it's quite a bit over there. Yeah, it's probably about 100 yards roughly. I've had to put the lead near the actual eye. All the geese are coming down there now, as you can hear them. That's another three, two there. Doesn't help with that bloody dog barking like. Oh yeah, it's getting noisy. So I'm glad I had my nap when I did. Yeah. I've changed the zig. Yeah, lost that. That's gone on to the inline drop-off lead, what I showed you earlier. The middle rod I've changed to lead core because that's what I used to use in here back in the day. And the right hand rod is the left hand rod, should I say, is the exact same, but it didn't get a recast earlier. That's because the matchman was on my left hand side. Obviously I knew whereabouts they were going, but for some reason I didn't do that rod, and it still had the milky malt on it, a white one. Apart from it obviously getting topped up with PVA pellets, that's all it went out with. So that's now got a bottom bait on it. So I've got a bottom bait, I've got the snowman effect, which is what I shown you earlier with the white piece of corn. I've also got a another snowman with a 12mm pink one, but with my flavouring on it, which is the old Cuts' Ice Sense, yeah, which stinks to high heaven. That's why it's called Ice Sense. That's also got a bit of liver powder on it as well, all soaked into it. But I thought I'd actually talk about these because I've literally just been setting up like for the night really now. It's not going to be long before obviously the darkness starts drawing in. So I thought instead of trying to do it in the dark with the head torch and wasting the head torch in case I need it, I thought I'll get it done now. Yeah. And I thought I'd talk to you about these. Yeah, they're called 96 LED camera lights. I've had them for absolute years. Yeah, and I'm not kidding you guys, it is the best light for nighttime pictures. Obviously if you need anything, I generally use two. I put one on one side, one on the other side, and the only reason why I use two is to lose any type of shadow in. So that is all. Yeah, because you know what it's like, obviously one light comes down, it's going to cast a shadow, so I want literally the full lot being lit up. But I'm only going to go with the one tonight. I've got the other one in there, but I'm not going to bother setting it up. So I normally use two tripods, and or three tripods, one for the phone what you're on, and then obviously a couple of these for these. So I thought I'd talk you through it. Yeah, so they're not expensive, roughly about a tenner. Yeah, so to get the equivalent one, you're looking pretty much the Fox one. Now this is our old days, it's gone a bit foggy, yeah, but it still works. And you got a diffusion one on the other side, and the magnetic, so you can just literally pop them on like that. You don't have to have any if you don't want to, you can just go with the plain LEDs. But there's 96 LEDs in there, that's why it's called 96 LED camera light. And all it is, on the bottom, if I just unscrew this off, it's the square collar to go straight on top of the DSL, and then the lock ring. But what I've got in there is my tripod adapter, what I screw straight onto there, like so, yeah. And then that just sits on my tripod. I can angle it whichever way I want, whether it's down, left, right, up, down. It's got everything what I need it to do. The tripod itself is not massive, yeah. It's lightweight, so you don't really know that you're carrying it about, to be fair. If anything, because of the size of it, you can get them in like tubes and stuff like that. But I find these ones actually better because you've got the hook on the bottom there, look. So you can actually just get your lead bag, clip that on there. So if it is a windy day like it is today, you can just open it up, clip your lead bag on there, stops it blowing over in the wind. Do the same with a phone, yeah. But obviously with recording myself like this, I need to try and keep you out the wind as much as you can. You will hear the odd bit, don't get me wrong, because you're not on that side of the bivvy in the shelter, so you will hear the odd little bit. But they are absolutely bang on. The other thing with them as well, what I did forget to mention, just take it off there, ignore that, that's my plate obviously for my thing. You can get the rechargeable battery, which is look, BP4L, or you can put 4 AA's in them. So if you don't want it to be rechargeable, because you've got a recharging port just there, look, you got your on and off at the top, and you got a dimmer switch actually on the side, so you can have it either really dim or stupidly bright. Yeah. But another reason why I like to use 2 of these is when you have got this directly on top of your camera, so it is in line with it. One, you can get like the flare of the lights actually coming through your camera, so it'll make it look foggy. Yeah, your picture's foggy. Where if you got them to the sides, then you don't. Yeah, you will not get that foggy effect, because it's like with your head torch. Once you got your head torch on and you try and see where you're going, you just see the like fog of the light. And this is the same once you hook this straight on top of your phone or on top of your say DSLR and stuff. So on 2 different tripods, you're laughing. But like I say, I'm only going to go with the one tonight. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. So I've been on quite a bit of a blanking spree recently. So, and I did say to the guy at work, I don't want to go far out on that lot, because more than likely with the weather it's going to be a blank. But at the end of the day, if you don't chuck the rods in the water, you don't know, do you? That's why I'm here. So just give it a go. Like I say, fish activity itself, it's been a few liners, a few beeps and stuff like that. Some of them are wind, some of them aren't wind. Once I've just put the rods in, then yeah, they are wind where it's settling down and stuff like that, and then obviously it memorises it and then it cancels them out, and then you'll get the odd beep every now and again. So there is some here, it could be roach hitting the line, brie missing the line, and all sorts. But I'm back-leaded now as well, but I'm only flying back-leads with the old PVA trick, but I put above the back lead, stop it flying back. So I only want that last metre down. I'm not bothered about the rest of it, just the last metre. Yes, I know what you're saying about spooking fish with the lines and stuff like that, but I'm fishing two different scenarios here. I've got my system pinned down to the bottom so they can't catch my line as they're actually in the feeding area. Secondary, I'm fishing for liners, so if I am getting lots of beeps coming through, I know that there's obviously fish coming in and out. And the way I normally do that is obviously go from left to right. So if I'm getting liners, it'll be left rod, a couple of seconds later, middle rod, a couple of seconds later again, then it'll be right rod. That means they're coming this way into where I am. If they're going the other way, it'll be from right rod to left rod. And then I know they're buggering off right down here. And when that happens, it's not going to happen. But the rods have been going from left to right. So that's a good sign. Well, it's not a blank, but it's not what we came for. Oh. Let me pick these bloody things up. It's got some weight to it. Dirty snotter. Yeah. Decent size. Lumpy as crazy. They're coming in to spawn too. Ah! Good job I got a towel in it. Right, I've got to turn my head torch on. Ah! Let's get rid of it. Right, so that great dirty thing, middle rod, and that was on the bottom bait with it snowman with the 12mm pink bait. Yeah, and there were also a tiny bit of a PVA around it as well, pellets, so hence why it's got a brim. But I do know there's a few in it, yeah, and to be fair, it's decent size. Yeah, I can't really grumble. I had a couple of beeps, got up, looked at it, nothing moving, yeah, so it's like leave it. Couple more beeps, just changing socks over onto the old thermos, but yeah, 'cause it's gone cold on the feet. But I've only got my slippers, to be fair, yeah, a little natives, yeah, baby slippers. And went to the rod, seen the hanger move, and it beeped a couple more times. It's like lifting to it, I know where it is. Yeah, anyway, that's where it was. Yeah, one of them. Morning. Well, I just got up, and yeah, look at it out there. Look at the bucket. It's frosty. Yeah. So I need to start packing down, and water's calm now, so I can see a lot more. Fish has just rolled over there. Not far out, actually. Yeah, I've got to go today because I've got work next day. Right, let's get up, make a brew. It's quiet. I don't know who's had out. I've texted Mark, which is on the other end. He's fishing no carp bait, and he didn't have nothing. As far as I'm aware of, nothing yesterday. I've texted him again this morning, but no reply, so he's probably still got his head down. But it looks good for it today, but I'm off today. Yeah, it's always the same, isn't it? When it looks good, you're off. Yeah, when the water's like this, it normally does alright. Sun's poking out. I didn't see that moon at all last night. Yeah, I got up and down a few times. But saying that, I did get in bed early. I was in bed before dark, and I pretty much stayed in bed until it was obviously light. Yeah, I was just knackered from work. But when I did get out, I was looking for the moon. Really starry night. Yeah, see all the stars now. It's like, where's the bloody moon? Yeah, and for the amount of times what I got up, I'm looking round for it and couldn't see it. Yeah, so obviously I know well it's coming round behind me and stuff like that, but I just could not see it. So it must have been a really low moon, and that's the reasons why I've not seen it. Mental, absolute mental. It's probably out now, to be fair. Now the sun's up, so it'll be over there somewhere. Well, yeah, yesterday itself, very windy. Water was, you seen it, yeah, it was a bit choppy, and that. I couldn't really see anything, but now you can see a lot more, and any tiny ripples and all that sort of stuff, bubbling, fizzing, you can see it all now. A few anglers are gone. Sounds like a few more setting up. Kept getting toots and that last night, but I reckon that was the crayfish. Recheck the baits and re-put the baits back out again with the same baits. I'm not changing the baits, I've just literally put more PVA on there, more pellets. But I reckon it would have bream on the pellets or crayfish, yeah, from the beats that I was having. There weren't screaming toners or anything like that, it was beep, 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 that sort of thing. Just the odd single beeps. So it could have been the craze, could have been fish bumping into the line. Pike have been shoaling up. There's been two down here, two jacks, and they're spawning, so they're at it. They could be bumping into the line, especially from the rod tips. So that could be a lot of it as well. It's one of them, isn't it? So is it or isn't it? I don't want to put a blame on it because I can't prove it. Yeah, unless I got a camera all the way through the main line, all the way through, can't prove it. Oh, you dope. Dopey's back again, the swan. I ain't got note for you. What is there is in there. Well, it's brought its mate as well. These things hit the rods and all sorts. They don't go under them, they bloody swim straight into them. Yeah, you do, don't you? Well, yeah, it's nice. So I'm just trying to dry things out at the minute. I've got zero condensation, but that's because obviously I leave the door wide open all the way through the night, no matter how warm or cold it is. I'm just literally letting the outside dry because it's got a bit of like mildew on it. Buckets are all wet. Everything was wet, to be fair. Yeah, from the frost and that. So drying out the mat from that bream. Yeah, I'm not going to count that for the challenge because I don't bother weighing bream anyway normally. Yes, it was a good sized bream, but it's not in the carp challenge, so I can't weigh it. Yeah, it's just one of them. So that is not counting. So it is still zero. I've chatted to Vans. Is still on for the challenge, but he's not been out yet. He's a busy man with his work and that lot, and all the storms what we've had. He's just been absolute nuts of work, so he's not been out yet. So no videos from him yet, but he is still game for it. So I reckon he's waiting, yeah, for the better weather. Aren't you, Vans? So this is my 24th. So I'm going to class this one as a 24-hour one because that's obviously what I'm doing anyway. I've still got a few hours left yet. It's 7:30ish, and I've got to be off here by about 10. Yeah, so I've still got a few hours to play with. Well, as you can see, virtually geared down there. Majority of it is on the barra, so just got this stuff out what obviously I require. Mat, just in case, for just disposal. Hand towel. Net. Obviously rods will be going in there. Sling on the back, just in case. Obviously my bits and pieces, what's obviously going to go in my pockets and whatnot. Rods. And that is it. Yeah. That's me done. Yeah, all packed up. I'll go back and check it again in a moment once I've got everything in the car, but it should all be honky dory. Right, time to turn this round this corner with no steering. Let's get going. See you later. Till the next one.